Our fleet has been cursed. After months of having little to no damage claims, we have a saying here, when it rains, it pours, and boy howdy is it raining and it's pouring. You guys may remember a couple of weeks ago, our Escape got damaged on a trip where our guest ended up rear-ending a Prius incredibly hard, and our Escape ended up looking not too shabby, but we got some more important news on that. So this is how much Turo paid for this damage claim. The damage cost is $1,434.49. Our deductible, since we're on the 80% plan, is $750. So minus that leaves us with a payment being issued $684.49. The problem is we don't believe that this is $1,400 in damage. We think it's actually way more than that. Aubrey will put the invoice up on the screen, but what they're going to be quoting for is a brand new bumper cover, a lower air dam reassembly, and it's really just a remove and replace. They're also taking off the fog lights and putting the fog lights back on, that's what they're charging for, and replacing the AC condenser, evacuating the AC system, and recharging it, assuming that's all the damage that there is. Now all that's fine and dandy, but they're really not looking at the grand scheme of things. If you take a look, this entire bracketing system for this front grille is busted up. If you remove the hood, it's easily removable just by simply pulling on it. On top of that, our passenger headlight is completely broken. There are no longer any supports for that headlight, and after this most recent rain, we now have a little fish tank going on in our fog lights, and the bulbs have been ejected from their original locations. That's also not good. That's indicating that both of these fog lights are now damaged and need to be replaced as well. And this doesn't even take into account the actual crash bar that mitigates a lot of the wrecks that you see on the road. It's really a compressible area that's supposed to prevent the entire car being crushed up into pieces. Now we are gonna assume that that thing is severely hit because the back end of that Prius is severely caved in. This thing took a hard hit, and this bumper cover is simply covering up damage. Now, because we don't believe that all of the damage is being quoted here, we're actually going to do something similar to what we did with our Maserati when we encountered the same issue. The Maserati damage claim only amounted for $7,000 worth of damage. We took it to a shop and they found $28,000 worth of damage without even removing any panels on the vehicle. We want to take it to an expert that knows, yeah, this car was in a pretty serious collision, and we know exactly what this car needs whenever we start taking it apart. And if they need to take it apart, they can find more stuff to quote as well. That way we can accurately fix this vehicle with no issues. So unlike most of our vehicles, we will not be fixing this one ourselves. We have to take it to the experts. That way they can contact Turo and say, hey, this is the deal. So we're here at Texas Collision Centers, and they're actually going to be the ones that are going to be taking a look at the Escape. They're going to look over the quote that Turo has sent us and evaluate that. And they're going to look and see what the car actually needs further that. So like crash bars, the grille, all the headlights and tabs that are broken off, what they can salvage and what they can't salvage, and quote us a little more accurately.
Our 2010 blue Toyota Yaris was a casualty this month as well. The guest who was renting this car had rear-ended somebody on the road and the airbags deployed, so we immediately knew that this car would be totaled. And of all of the claims that we're working through, this one is taking a bit longer because of the fact that it is a total loss. And upon getting the IAA settlement, HP and I were extremely happy with the end result. We bought this car about 2 years ago for $5,300, and today we were paid out $6,500 for the total loss, which means that we actually made a $1,200 profit on this car. And this will be a good amount to then go ahead and use to buy another vehicle. And while HP and I haven't officially gotten payment yet, we're close to having this damage claim buttoned up and completed.
Our Ford Fusion has not been returned since yesterday's trip, and we're actually on the way to go self-repo it. We're kind of in a rush because this renter has been in South Dallas all day long, and conveniently, he's right down the street. Oh, he's at the light. Yep, there he is.
Where?
He's in the turn lane, I think.
Oh my god, he is in the turn lane.
Is that the turn lane?
Yeah, it is.
No, because there's...
No, he has his blinker on.
Oh, okay, cool.
100%.
Don't mind us, we're just getting gas at the racetrack.
That is so funny.
There it goes. We're in hot pursuit.
God.
I don't think we're gonna catch up to him.
HG, stop.
The trick is, whenever you're following somebody, you don't want to follow too close. Now, if they're gonna make a green light, yeah, you want to speed it up a little bit. And I know this because I used to follow Aubrey all the time. The thing is too, you never want to be behind him at a light. So you always want to pull into a little parking area. I might be going to Popeyes. I might be going to go to Title Max. Who knows? It's got a busted taillight. It's got damage.
Oh, it does have damage.
Yeah, record it. Busted tail light. I knew that tail light looked weird.
We are having such a bad time with our cars.
First he steals it, then he wrecks it! Now it does look like he's on his way to return the vehicle. But until he pulls in that parking lot, I'm not convinced. And even then, I'm still not convinced. That Kia Rio looks familiar.
This is bad.
Right where the backup parking sensor is. So he definitely heard a beep before that thing got hit. Gotta take some pictures for Turo Trust and Safety to show the vehicle has been returned and damaged. But let's do the rest of the inspection at the house, that way in case he comes back. Well, it's empty on gas, it's over on mileage, and I think one of the sway bar end links has been blown out, which means he definitely hit a pothole pretty hard. And judging by this wheel damage, I'm pretty sure that's true. The good news is we got the car back and we have our original key. The bad news, it's damaged. Now this guest prior to us going out said he was actually gonna bring the car back at 11, but he also said that same thing yesterday, and that same thing the day before. Now he's been in downtown Dallas for majority of the days, so we figured when he came up here north of Dallas, it's a prime opportunity to strike, but he ended up bringing the vehicle back, which is great. With this guest, we'll be filing an additional use fee, an improper return fee, a gas fee, and an overage mileage fee, as well as a damage claim. Obviously, this is not an ideal scenario, but at least we have our car back. There's like Coke over here. Now the bad news is that the escape and the ARS claim have been taking forever to process, but the good news is this Ford Fusion claim has been the fastest claim we've had from beginning to end, period. Now they ended up giving us $1,950 for all this damage, and after a deductible of $750, since we're on the 80% plan, means that we get home with a check of $1,200. That's not bad. So my plan is to try to fix this as low cost as possible, that way we can make all the monies. And it's gonna start with replacing this rear taillight right here with a new one from Amazon. We're also gonna see if we can pop out this dent on this bumper, hitting it with a heat gun, maybe some boiling water, and see if I can press it from the inside to mold it back into its same shape. And then hopefully getting some of these deep grooves and scratches out with a little bit of paint remover and maybe touch up with a little bit of paint. But all in all, we're happy to get this claim sorted, and now it's just about getting this car fixed and back out on a Turo to make some more money. And to top it all off, like a cherry on the top of a poop cake, the Volvo came back with a little bit damaged. So hopefully, knock on wood, this is the last of it. Well, for one, this turn signal right here on the other side of the mirror is really loose, and there's a big old crack in it like it smacked something, and that more than likely caused this mirror to delaminate and come off rapidly. On top of that, if you look at the pattern on the back of this, there's a bunch of cracks on it, and that's usually indicative of somebody peeling off the remainder of the mirror in the crack. So if the mirror was still there, it would be cracked just like this, and that's what ended up cutting the backing. Fortunately, this is a minor fix. It only cost us about $15 for the replacement glass, and we did claim this through Turo to work it out with the guest, because if they broke it, by golly, they're gonna pay for it. Now keep in mind, all of these damage claims have happened within 3 weeks after months of having little to no damage claims at all on our fleet. So when it rains, it truly does pour. But as always, guys, be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe, and hit that notification bell, and we'll see you in the next episode. And just when we thought we were done with this video, the vehicle came back with more damage. And somebody peed in that car. As you can tell, it's more broken. The guest decided to message us right when he returned the vehicle. I was about to go check this doing last night as the guest was dropping this vehicle off at 11. This vehicle was also supposed to go out this morning at 6 a.m. and I went to do a late night check-in, and he texted us and said, hey, the car was in a hit and run at Walmart, and yeah, your car's broken. Literally what he said. And it seems as though he hit something else that was blue, because there's a lot of other blue paint that isn't our paint. Broke the headlight, broke the bumper cover, and the bracketing system is still in the bumper bracket, so it failed there. And somehow managed to also hit the wheels on something, and bent the fender and even crushed a part of the hood. And it even cracked our Mako paint job.
And we were literally just about to film an update video on how good this paint was holding up.
It was good. And now there's a hole in our bumper and some pretty decent sized scratches of something also blue. I don't know how you wreck something opposite corner, but apparently the hit and run was they spun it back around the block and came back for more. So
HP, is what you're insinuating is that it was not in fact a hit and run?
Yeah, when I got in this vehicle, it smelled like a bunch of hot wings and lies, so yeah. So the plan is we're gonna fix this in-house. Already looking at getting a bumper from MBI Auto. I've spoken to them previously and everyone hates these bumpers because they're all folded, but I love them because you never tell they're folded and it's free shipping. I'm also gonna be getting 2 new headlights to replace this broken one, and the other one's gonna match because that one is a little now faded. And on top of that, we're also gonna order a fender from MBI pre-painted. So hopefully, in theory, all we'll have to do is swap over bumper covers, replace some headlights, polish out some scratches, and be ready to rock. I'm never gonna say the damage was probably a good thing because this car is very dirty on the inside and out after being brought back at 11 last night, so I wouldn't have had time to clean it before then anyways, even if it wasn't damaged. This damage claim has been filed, so we should get an update by the end of the week. On the topic of updates, we did get an update on the Ford Escape today, and Turo approved the new supplement from the shop, so it is officially not totaled, and we are gonna have the shop perform all the work so we can get it back on the road. The total cost of the damage of the Escape is gonna be $2,500. So again, please hit that like, subscribe, and that notification bell, and we'll see you in the next video. Not the end of this video, the next video. Please stop damaging our cars.